The radar blipped red, Soviet sirens wailed, and a lone B-52 silhouette slipped over the Kola Peninsula, a nuclear-armed ghost haunting Murmansk's midnight sky. Earlier that month the strategic bomber had lifted off from Thule, Greenland, as part of the United States Airborne Alert Program that kept bombers looping over the Arctic like restless wolves. The crew of the B-52, a handful of men, an inertial navigation system, and nuclear weapons carried beneath the wings, were on a routine look-down mission. The plan was simple: cruise eastward, stay clear of Soviet airspace, then swing back to the United States. Sleep-deprived, cramped, and watching the endless white horizon, they trusted a machine that promised pinpoint accuracy. That trust proved fragile. Somewhere between the Arctic Circle and the Barents Sea the inertial platform drifted. A small miscalibration, a momentary glitch, sent the aircraft off its intended track by several miles. In the era before GPS, that error could mean crossing an international border. The bomber's crew didn't notice until a backup radar showed a foreign shoreline creeping into view. By the time the captain realized the mistake, the aircraft was already within Soviet radar range. The nearest Soviet air defense site lit up like a Christmas tree. Within minutes several Soviet fighters roared to life, their pilots receiving a terse command for an intruding aircraft. On the ground, the Northern Fleet's command raised its alert to the highest peacetime level, readying interceptors and surface-to-air missiles. Back in the cockpit, the B-52's navigator scrambled to correct the course. The pilot, aware that the bomber's belly held weapons capable of erasing continents, radioed headquarters with a brief, "We are off course, request return." The command center in the United States, still operating under strict secrecy, ordered an immediate 180-degree turn. The engine snarled, the aircraft banked, and a few tense minutes later it cleared the periphery of Soviet airspace, heading back into the Arctic night. The Soviet fighters never fired. They shadowed the bomber as it retreated, their afterburners painting brief orange streaks against the dark. Soviet radio traffic suggested frantic attempts to stop the plane before the decision was made to let it go. The incident was logged, classified, and buried. Only decades later did declassified documents reveal that a U.S. nuclear bomber had, for a heartbeat, become a Soviet radar target. When the B-52 finally set down on its home base, the crew was praised for their composure, yet the world remained oblivious to how close a misread line on a steering chart had come to sparking a nuclear response. In the grand chess game of the Cold War, the most dangerous moves were often the ones no one intended to make. One navigation error, a flick of a switch, a brief flash of red on a Soviet screen, that was enough to pull the world's most terrifying lever. Perhaps the greatest lesson is that the line between a quiet night and an inferno was, more often than we admit, as thin as a miscalculated latitude.